Okay, we're visiting with Coach Marty Simmons. Haven't caught up here for about a month. Coach, practice starts. You're going full bore right now. What are you focused on this early in the practice season?
We really haven't done much defense this summer and really in the preseason, just a little bit. So we're trying to get back to the fundamentals of defense, close out defense, just keeping the ball in front of you, interior defense, no deep catches in the post. Obviously, your team defense, positioning on and off the ball, and transition defense. So a lot of defensive fundamentals, but just kind of a continuation from what we've been doing in the preseason. Obviously, you go from, where the most we were doing was 1 hour a day. Now I think the first day we went maybe 210, and the second day maybe 215. But Dave, I got to admit, the first day we probably had as much energy and enthusiasm for practice as maybe any team I've ever been a part of. For the first day, so that was really exciting. Second day, you always anticipate just a little bit of a drop off because it is the second day. But we went the first 2 days. We're off today, and then we'll come back and go Thursday and Friday. Then we'll take Saturday off, and then I think we got 3 days in a row next week.
For these old guys out here that aren't playing any longer, and they probably remember the days of maybe 2.5 to 3 hour practices. What are the rules right now for how many hours a week?
You get 4 hours a day, max, 20 hours a week, and that includes anything. Obviously, team practice, any skill development. You may bring guys in, during the day for extra shooting, ball handling, film, maybe chalk talk, whatever it may be. It all counts. So you gotta at least take one day a week off. And the way you set your practice schedule up is, our first game is the 7th against Illinois. So you go to your first game, and then you count back 42 days. That was the 26th for us. That's your start date. And then out of those 42 days, you get 30 practice days. So you end up taking 12 days off, which pretty much comes out to a couple days a week.
Yeah. Conditioning level, you happy with everybody now that you're going full schedule?
It could be better. We really, we've done more than we did last year, probably more agility stuff with Joe than maybe just all out conditioning. We really want our guys to have the intensity and get the conditioning from the workouts. And I'm, I think you got to build. We want to be in our best condition on November 7th. When we play our first game, and I think the fear of burnout is always, basketball is really, for, as you said, us old guys, it hasn't always been, a full year cycle, and in today's basketball world it is. So I think as coaches, and you and I talked about this the last time, is you got to have a good beat with your players and your staff, and we got to watch it.
About nutrition, that's an emphasis the last few years. I think more and more staffs are adding somebody that's an expert on nutrition. How does that enter into it, and how much control do coaches have? Because I know these are 18 to 21-year-old kids, and they still like a cheeseburger and French fries from McDonald's.
Well, that's a work in progress. We had Camille, who's our sports nutritionist on campus, come speak to our players during the Character Academy. And I thought she did a great job, and just it's just informative, and I'm sure that our guys learned a lot, as far as the Gatorades versus water. Obviously being hydrated is something that's really important. The protein bars, the protein shakes, and then just the I'm like you. I mean, you fight a line there in that you want your guys to eat healthy, but you also want to make sure your guys eat. So I think being able to mix it just a little bit, with maybe, the things that are really healthy and can make your body better with things that they like to eat is kind of where, we're headed.
Back talking about practice, you're practicing early in the morning. I know, again, not reference all these old guys again, but they're used to, and I'm used to seeing, walking out of my office when I was full time and watching practice, 3 to 5, 4 to 6, whatever. You're going early in the morning. And you're sharing the facility, and I realize you don't necessarily have a big choice sometimes, but do you like the morning practice? Advantage or disadvantage of going early?
It's the first time I've ever done it. you've had individual work and things, but as far as team workouts, it's the first time we've lifted some in the mornings, and I do like it. But I'm more of a traditionalist in that I like the guys to be able to get up, eat breakfast, go to class. If there's periods between their classes, they can get extra shots, they can see some film, get ready for an afternoon practice, and then your training table, study table. But I will admit, it's I think to this point, it's been a good thing. It's been an adjustment. I mean, we start at 7:30, so some of these guys are probably getting up a little earlier than what they would like. But you practice, and then they have their class schedule. They're coming in for study table 4:00 in the afternoon, so they pretty much have their evenings where they can study or they got some relaxation time.
Guys coming back in to shoot on their own, I assume they can do that. You don't have to clock every single second if a guy chooses to be on his own, right?
Yeah, there's a time period in the evening where our guys, especially in the preseason, they were coming back and playing some pickup and getting extra shots. We're to the point now where they can come in and do that on their own, but we'd like to get the coaches involved with that a little bit now and just coach footwork, hand preparation, things like that. And I think as we go into next week, we'll be able to do a little bit more of that.
Speaking of players, any one or two that have stuck out? I don't know how fair of a question that is since it's so early in practice.
Kyle Thomas offensively, he has a good skill set. He's still learning and he's got great hands. He's scored the ball pretty well at times. And then Caleb Donaldson, just his attitude. I mean, he's been great. He's a sponge. He wants to learn. He wants to get better. He's such a versatile player. He can play multiple positions, anywhere from point guard to a stretch four. Those are the two guys that just didn't weren't sure how they would respond to being at a new place, and I think they both have had good attitudes.
We interviewed Caleb last week. What a great young man. I'm telling you, if everybody in the team is like Caleb, you're going to sleep well and not have to worry about off the court problems.
Well, we were talking about that yesterday. He's a guy that some guys, and quite honestly, I was a guy. I didn't handle criticism the best. Constructive criticism, had to learn to do it. I played for a lot of coaches that were really good at giving it out, but Caleb's one of the guys. He's a great example. Like, it doesn't bother him. He wants that. We send our guys all these things of Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, all these guys that really wanted that as well. Coached hard, out of their comfort zone, trying to get to that next level. And he always looks you right in the eye. Never, body language is never, negative, and he's wanting to understand. He's wanting to be the best player that he can be.
Yeah. Let's hope they're all like that. A couple questions, a little bit off the court, but obviously related to basketball. 2 years ago, they moved the three-point line back to the international distance, a little bit over 22 feet. I think 22, 1 inch and 3/4. How they came up with 3/4 is, I want to know who that person was. But regardless, your opinion on that after 2 years, have you seen enough? Do you like it? Do you like that distance, I guess?
Yeah, I think it's fine. Yeah, obviously, it's weird, because we are big footwork, shot preparation guy. I have right-handed shooters, left foot forward, right foot back. You get in the corners and you're running out of space there a little bit, but out on top, it really doesn't factor. But I don't mind the distance. I think it's good. I hope they keep it there. You know what I mean? I don't want to go to the NBA, and all that. I think we've got a great game. And I said I was a traditionalist, so I don't like a lot of changes. I like where we're at, and I think sometimes when you do make changes, it can hurt. Sometimes as much as you might think it helps, and but I'm fine with it. I think it's at a fair distance, and I think it's been good for the game.
Yeah. Transfer portal. There's a term that's come up more and more in the last few years. More players put their name in after this season. How does that affect us at our level? Are you looking at the portal every day, or do you have an assistant that looks at it? What does it mean for us? Because I know the Power Fives are the one getting all the attention.
I'm not sure we look at it every day, David, but we look at it a lot. And you know, the early bird gets the worm. I mean, you gotta be on top of it. You know, it's part of it. You know, you got prep school guys, you got high school guys, you got JUCO guys. You know, you got portal guys. I mean, it's all part. But I think at the end of the day, you know, it's getting the right fit, and we have to make a concentrated effort, not only position and strengths and weaknesses that particular player, you know, gives to our team, you know, but are they a good person? Do they go to class? You know, I mean, are they wanting to get their degree? You know, does it fit the culture that we're trying to build here? So I'm not, you know, some of the Power Fives are putting all their marbles, and we're not. You know, I mean, we're gonna, you know, find the best fit, whether it's high school, junior college, prep school. We've got a couple prep school kids on our team right now that we think fit Eastern Illinois.
Coach, I'm glad it's going well here at the start of this season. We'll catch up with you down the road in another month before that first game. It's already October 1. I can't believe how quick this is moving already.
Yeah, you should be the coach. I mean, you're right. The thing that's been different for us, though, is that we had this summer with our guys. You had 8 weeks, and then it's just like, bam, okay, now they had a couple weeks off, bam, now we're in the preseason. And we tried to build up that last week, you know, into what the first day of practice really means. And as we've talked, knock on wood, I really believe that our players like each other as much off the floor as they do on the floor. And I think that intangible right there can be a great asset for our team.
What a great start to the year. Go Panthers.
Go Panthers.